Yo, what's good, Jets Nation? This is NY Jets Media, bringing you guys the next episode on the new series I created on my channel when I break down each player on the New York Jets, and this series is titled Player Profiles. In my first episode, I dug deep into rookie wide receiver Denzel Mims, and I gave you guys my whole breakdown on him, what I expect from him in his rookie season and beyond. So if you guys have not checked that out, make sure you do. And in this one, as you guys can tell from the title, I will be talking about Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle who we drafted last year with the third overall pick. This is a very interesting player for the Jets because we got him at such a high overall pick in the first round in 2019. So we are expecting a lot from Quinnen Williams as a Jet for his career. And yeah, in this video, I'll be bringing you guys my thoughts on him, his 2019 stats, my projected 2020 stats, his strengths and weaknesses, and my overall thoughts on him as a player in 2019 and what I expect from him to be, what he can develop into in his career. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's jump right in. So Quinnen Williams, his rookie season was definitely not what I expected. When you're drafted at number 3 overall, you are expected to come in and be a force immediately. And that just wasn't what Quinnen Williams was doing. But at the same time, his rookie season, I'm not worried. I'm not thinking he's a bust. I'm not thinking he's going to be a terrible overall selection. I know there's a lot of people that prefer Josh Allen, the edge rusher, over Quinnen, but I still think Quinnen Williams has potential to develop into a dominant interior pass rusher and run stopper. He has all the tools you want in a defensive lineman. He's still developing into his body. He is a little kid when we drafted him. He's just a big baby in a big dude's body. He's still maturing. He's going to start putting on muscle. He already is. I know a lot of Jets fans saw a picture of him with the shirt off recently, and you can tell he's already developing into his body. And his rookie season, I want to talk about that. He did a lot of the dirty work that does not show up on the stat sheet. He was the guy that provided interior pressure and made the quarterback roll out to the left, and then Jordan Jenkins got the sack. But Quinnen Williams did not rack up any statistics. So you look at his numbers and you're like, Quinnen Williams was non-existent. But that's just not true. He showed a lot of flashes of potential. I remember against the Dallas Cowboys, that 4th and 1 stop when he just absolutely mauled the Cowboys offensive lineman, and Dak Prescott was trying to do a QB run and he just wrapped him up, and then Jamal Adams jumped on top of him, and you saw Quinnen Williams get up and he was hyped. And then that next following play was the Sam Darnold 92-yard touchdown to Robbie Anderson. That was a game-changing play from Quinnen Williams. I also remember week 1, Quinnen Williams' debut against the Buffalo Bills. He forced a fumble, and right when the play was snapped, Quinnen Williams immediately, instinctually just powered the center into Josh Allen. It was a fumble, and then CJ Mosley, I think, recovered it. And you see Quinnen Williams get up and just so hyped up and energetic. He has the passion for the game. He has that dominant mentality. When we first drafted him, his favorite word to use was dominate. He wants to dominate this league, and you want to see that mentality from a guy like Quinnen Williams. So his rookie season, I know there's a lot of Jets fans that are worried because of Leonard Williams. We drafted him 6th overall. When we drafted him, he was the best player in the draft, and he just did not live up to the expectations. And it's similar in a way where the stats don't show out for Leonard Williams. He's a force in the interior defensive lineman, but he's not going to rack up sacks. I do not think Quinnen Williams will be like Leonard. I think Quinnen is going to develop into his body. The difference between Leonard is when we drafted him, he was a big dude, and I feel like he slimmed down in his career, and that hindered his power. He lost his power, and that's what really separated Leonard Williams from other defensive lineman prospects in USC. He was just a big, powerful guy matched up with his finesse. So I feel like Quinnen Williams is going to develop, and his body is going to get really huge, and he's going to become a dominant force in that interior defensive lineman, and especially with a guy like Greg Williams coaching him and a guy like Steve McClendon to learn from. He's a perfect veteran to groom a young guy like Quinnen. So those are my thoughts on Quinnen. I'm going to give you guys his statistics in 2019 and my projected stats in 2020. So here are his stats in 2019. He racked up 28 combined tackles, 15 solo tackles, 6 QB hits, 2.5 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss. So these stats don't jump out to you as an elite guy. And remember, he's a rookie. He's not going to dominate the league immediately, but if you're a 3rd overall pick, maybe you want to see a little more stats. But I'm not worried about Quinnen Williams. I do think he will develop, and his second year, he's going to have a drastic improvement. Here are my 2020 projected stats for Quinnen Williams. I have him racking up 46 combined tackles, 29 solo tackles, 12 QB hits, 6 sacks, and 9 tackles for loss. So as you could tell, every single statistic is improved. I think he's going to get to the quarterback with ease this year. I think with Jordan Jenkins, I think he's going to be a lot better. And I think Jamal is going to be blitzing a lot. And Jabari Zuniga, I think he's going to be on the other edge providing pressure. So it's going to open up Quinnen Williams to really wreak havoc in that interior defensive lineman pass rushing wise. And I think he's going to get to the quarterback way more. And he has that power to really just maul people. I feel like Quinnen Williams is also a guy that when he's double teamed, he can still take it on and just get to the quarterback. He's not going to get swallowed from a double team. That's like Leonard Williams. Whenever Leonard was double teamed, he was just non-existent. And that's why we really didn't see Leonard's potential, I think, because the offenses that we went against would always double Leonard, and he just couldn't handle that. But I feel like Quinnen is a guy that if he takes on a double team, he can just push through it and wrap a guy up for a tackle for loss or get to the quarterback. So yeah, I think he can rack up around 6 sacks, which is a solid number, definitely an improvement. That's 3.5 sacks more than his rookie year. And no, these 2020 stats are not elite numbers. But I still think in 2021, it's going to be another improvement. 2022, another improvement. I think Quinnen Williams is going to be a slow, steady guy, especially under Greg Williams, that's going to keep developing into his body. And by the time he's like in his third season, I think he's going to be a dominant force in this league. I'm really confident in that. So here are Quinnen Williams' strengths and weaknesses. I have some strengths is his strength, his power. His finesse moves, I think he has really nice. He was coached really well in Alabama. You can tell he has a nice way of shedding blocks, finesse-wise, and his power moves is just pure strength. He just takes on and uses his power to his ability and just shoves people around. I feel like that's going to separate Quinnen Williams then from other defensive linemen, especially, like I keep saying, if he develops into his body and becomes more muscular, he's just simply going to be more powerful than the offensive lineman. So those are his strengths. Some weaknesses, I have durability there because he did not play a full season in his rookie season. That's the only reason why. I would like to see him be consistent and play 16 games in 2020. And I'm not really too worried about his durability, but he had minor injuries like an ankle sprain and whatnot. And another weakness I have is agility. This isn't a huge weakness. I just have it listed here because he's more of a power guy. He's not a speed defensive tackle, but at the same time, he does have some agility to him when he gets in the backfield. So it's not a huge weakness, but it's something I could see him develop into the future when he is in his third season. He gets more speed because, like I said, Quinnen is more of a power guy that we have at that nose tackle, defensive tackle position. So those are my strengths and weaknesses for Quinnen Williams. And just disclaimer, all of these strengths and weaknesses and projected stats, they're all my opinion. It's not factual, so you guys are completely allowed to disagree with me and comment down below what you guys think his strengths and weaknesses are. If you disagree, it's not the end of the world. I'm just using this platform to voice my opinions, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. So yeah, to end off this video, I just want to give you guys my quick expectations for Quinnen Williams in the future on this Jets team. I do think he has Pro Bowl potential inside of him. I know there's a lot of Jets fans that are upset that we did not get a guy like Josh Allen, or upset that we missed out on a guy like Nick Bosa. I mean, we couldn't have drafted Nick Bosa. He went ahead of us, but still, you know what I mean? There's a lot of Jets fans that wish we had him. But I'm telling you, be patient with Quinnen. He did a lot of stuff in his rookie season that did not show up in the stat sheet, that he was a dominant force in that interior defensive lineman position. He's going to get to the quarterback. I'm confident that Greg Williams is going to unleash him. And it's all about, can Quinnen Williams get all of his mental together? Can he be a workhorse? I know he had that. I mean, I can't have a Quinnen Williams video and not talk about what happened, like I think it was last month or 2 months ago. Quinnen Williams showed up to the airport armed with a weapon, and he got arrested. But at first, it was a huge story, and it was really scary for me. I was like, whoa, Quinnen Williams just showed up to an airport with a loaded gun? But no, that was not what happened. That's just what the headlines made me think. What actually happened was Quinnen Williams showed up to fly out of New York with a gun that was legally in a suitcase, and it wasn't armed. The ammo was separated, and he has a legal permit in Alabama. And Quinnen Williams is not understanding the New York laws because he's in New York for the first time in his life. He thought it was legal, but it was not. It was a simple mistake that he will learn from, so I don't think that's a big issue. He does have to go to court, so I'm hoping it's not going to hinder him and he's going to get suspended. I don't think that will happen. But yeah, that's something off the field that I hope can get cleaned up and we don't have to worry about Quinnen Williams off the field that much. So yeah, that's really my thoughts on Quinnen Williams. As you guys can see, I'm high on him, and I'm trusting Greg Williams to develop him into a monster. And I think Steve McLendon is a perfect veteran for him to develop and get him off the field right and get his mind in the game and have that mentality to dominate. That's what Quinnen Williams wants to do. He wants to dominate this league, and that's what we want from our defensive tackle position. And he's so young. He's going to continue to develop into his body physically. Let's just hope he's mentally ahead of his physical body, because I think mental game in sports is more important than your physical ability, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, that really does it for this video. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of the video and your thoughts on Quinnen Williams. And hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I'm posting a bunch of videos on this channel, all Jets content, and I have a lot of names lined up for player profiles. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Let's go, Jets! Peace.